Join me as you and I you take a journey to become better writers together and geek out.
Here's the funny thing. Over here, what I'm seeing and what you're seeing are two totally different things. And I've checked this out because when I go and rewatch this, I don't see this sputtering stud thing that happens when I'm back here. When I say hello to all you guys, I see that Lou is here with us in spirit. Traveler Root Beer is already having fun here in reality. And Shen is going, hey, yo. And then I'll bring in, not the intern, Nat.
All right, what do you think? I got a D12 and a D6.
Roll for initiative.
2 and 1, I lose.
Damn, boy. That means I should have put, oh, hold on. Wait, I'll fix it. So since Nat rolled such a low initiative, I figured that you needed to be brought in first. So hi, roaming Tony, how you doing?
Hey, me and Nat played a game at I'm getting a weird audio here. Me and Nat played a game at CradleCon, and it was just like that. I was getting all the lucky dice rolls.
So, at CradleCon, all right, I gotta explain this. Right. So
I was just lucky.
No. You were not
lucky. Zilla. Yeah.
So
you were
we
unlucky.
Playing Lucky Zilla's board game.
Right.
And so we were going around the map. And Lucky Zilla's board game is based around boss killing. Okay, you gotta kill 4 bosses in order to end the game. And whoever beats the boss gets the points. I became main DPS and basically took down each boss down to a final hit. And what does Tony do every time I lose my initiative? He kills the boss, taking every single point.
That's funny.
So I lost by a grand total of 40 points, which is, by the way, the total score of every single boss.
Damn.
I don't think you understand how hard it is to get a higher number than 8 every single roll or 7 rolls in a row. And just fail it on the last one, leaving it up to Tony to kill it.
Well, they're just showcasing the importance of buying the right dice for your game.
Yeah.
Those weren't my dice, those were his.
Also, what you're saying, we're going to have Rich Dresden come in and talk about this loaded dice syndrome. So, you know what? We'll bring Derek in. He's made a game. You know, what do you think? Were the dice loaded?
I mean, it's hard to say. At the very least, I'll start by saying that it usually lets you roll better initiative if you're using the right die, like a D20 instead of a D12.
Listen, he's the one who said to roll for initiative. I'll roll for initiative right now.
The other thing, I mean, maybe it's just you then. I don't know. Or
I didn't even know what I was doing yet, but I saw one. Like a lot of times, I grabbed his piece and started moving around, moving it instead of mine. Like I didn't even know what I was doing.
Now, the other question here is, like, honestly, maybe it's about the friends you're playing with and whether or not you trust them. Because the guy who I swear, you know, at least before this event, was my best friend for years, right? He picks up this phenomenal, like, brand new D20 for me, and I'm just like, oh man, moved to tears. All like my nerd feelings are coming out. I'm like, yeah, this is great. You know, I got this awesome sick new D20. I'm going to play so much RPG with this, and I kept failing literally everything, and I kept all my characters kept dying, and I didn't know what was going on. Only about 3 months later did, like, some other friend of mine look really carefully at the D20, and as they kind of scanned it through, they're like, hey, this die doesn't have a 20. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? He said, yeah, you know, instead of a 20, there is a second 1 painted on this. And I'm like, what? Yeah. So thanks to that event, I can't truly say because all probability, but thanks to that event, I ended up having to re-roll like 4 characters over 3 months. So yeah, you know, make sure you can trust your friends is all I'm trying to say.
Hey,
Etsy.
as the DM, I've been given gift dice.
Yeah.
Are they the like? You always have to check if they're like the player's cursed dice sets. They're just like, here you go, right? Like.
And I thought I was the nice guy because I'd go into these places and I see these dice where I roll really well. I'm like, oh, I can't buy that as a DM.
Hey, yeah. I mean, you can buy for a player maybe.
Yeah.
That's
Well, you
what
know
I
how
did.
it is
That's how
though.
I got my
Sometimes
dice.
it'll roll well for you, but it'll roll really bad for somebody.
Yeah, like you really have to have a feel for it yourself, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, that's why we love this game or these games.
Hmm.
So tell the audience something. You know, we met you with Emberwind, and it's a fantastic game, and it's a whole
Thank you.
different aspect of a way to play what we're so used to playing. So
Yep.
take us to the beginning of Nomnivore. Where did you come? What's your secret origin? There you
Okay,
go.
sure. Yeah, I can start with that. So, hello everyone. I'm Derek. I'm from Nomnivore Games, which is a company I started a couple years ago. Quite stupidly, in fact, because tabletop games are hard enough as a market to get into, but I started this right before COVID, so good on me. But the reason why I end up getting into tabletop games is actually because I come from a pretty unusual background, unlike most game developers who really, really like playing games and drinking lots of beer. Like I like to do all that too, but like I actually come from a mental health background. And I spent a lot of years working in psychotherapy, really kind of getting to know different people, and realized that therapy kind of sucks. And I don't mean that in a way where I'm saying like, hey, please, if you're seeing a therapist and you're getting something, like continue to go to it, like definitely do that. But it doesn't work for everyone, right? So some people don't get anything out of it. Some people don't get something out of that specific relationship, and more importantly than not, a lot of people end up not being able to afford it, which is one of the biggest barriers to making sure that you're getting the care that you need. And I gave it a lot of thought myself as someone who grew up over the years playing tons and tons of games. And a lot of the things that I ended up remembering the most about childhood, all the most memorable moments, all the most fun I had came from these moments, right? And they weren't just moments where I was playing a game by myself. They were ones where I was playing with friends, right? And in those moments, like it really redefined who I was. So I thought to myself, like, wait, what if we take a lot of those really cool, like transformative moments you find in therapy, we distill it down, and then we bake that into tabletop gaming where people can have fun, enjoy things, and find new friends to build up support groups with. And that was really kind of the thought that got me going onto this journey where I started designing a bunch of games. That and just as everyone else who's probably listening to the stream, I am a huge, huge nerd.
Yeah, that's why it fits in so well. Did you notice it was like a smooth transition into the show? Like he's been here with us the whole time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've been with you once before, I think, Bitten Apple, right? So, like,
yeah. We
that
did
definitely
that
helped.
interview. It was great, and it was just like that when we met the first time. It felt like I had known you for years.
Yeah. Hell, it was awesome to meet people on your team again. Bumping into you guys at like CPAC and all that. So, with COVID more or less not being around anymore, hopefully we'll see each other more too.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I would have seen you at Castle Point if things hadn't blown up.
We'll leave
The
it.
funny thing is that we were supposed to see you at Castle Point after we met you at Anime NYC, and COVID hit.
Yep. I mean, we eventually made good on that. It took a couple years, but
Exactly.
it happened.
That is funny though.
Yeah, you definitely did. Thank you so much for that.
It took us 2 years, but we did it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So we do Emberwind. We'll talk about Emberwind a little bit later, but how do we get to Dungeons and Dinos then?
All right, that's a good question. So that also had, surprise, surprise. That was influenced a lot by COVID too. So Emberwind is this like phenomenal, huge, spiraling art IP because it is a gigantic role-playing game. And while that's super fun and super great to work on, when I was stuck at home, like everyone else was with COVID. A lot of my friends, timing wise, just worked out that way. It wasn't like they were planning on this. They became new parents. And very, very quickly they realized that, oh, it's not just that I don't really have like time and the ability to play games anymore. I have this excuse the language, but I'll be hard quoting them. This little crotch goblin eating up all of my time now. Please, Lord, whoever, someone, just save me so I can keep just a little bit of my sanity. And from there, that kind of sparked a slightly different inspiration for me, where I was like, well, why I can work on Emberwind, and I've got all this extra free time now. Not really free, COVID time, right? But
Right.
Because I had all that extra time, I was like, why don't I start a different IP line? So we launched a bunch of new games. Snack Attack was the first one, Dungeons and Dino is the second one, and these are catered towards younger audiences so that you can indoctrinate all your children into becoming nerds at an early age.
Right.
But they're also built to be ADHD friendly, dyslexia friendly. We in fact just yesterday dropped a Braille update to one of our games so that even people who are visually impaired can play them as well.
Nice.
And that's kind of what it is. Dungeons and Dino specifically is a super awesome game where you're playing as these little blue dinosaurs called Nomnivores. And in Snack Attack, and their usual hijinks has them playing with snacks, but in specifically Dungeons and Dinos, they got their grubby little paws on a D&D manual. And they started flipping through this particular manual only to realize that they don't understand any of the words. But they did think that all the pictures looked super cool, so they decided to dress themselves and their entire neighborhood up so that they could go on a make-believe adventure, whether or not the neighborhood wanted to be a part of it. So you got things from like your pets to your friends, just everything dressed up as like spoopy ghosts to perhaps some of the more recognizable creatures you'd find in games like D&D.
Right.
And armed with your cardboard sword and rubber mallets, you're going to go bonking things until you've taken them all down. Similar to the game that Nathan here was talking about earlier, this is a mostly cooperative game where at the very end of the dungeon you get to build, you'll be taking down a big bad. But really, it's not about just taking down the big bad. It's about having the most bragging rights about how you contributed the most throughout the adventure. So you'll be mostly cooperating as you do just enough so that everyone else does all the hard work, and then you can swoop in at the end to steal the kill.
Oh, just like Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Right? Got to teach the kids from a young age how to play these games.
I just think it's funny that the narrative knows exactly what happened.
Or be like me, not know anything and still wins.
Beginner's luck.
Exactly.
I gotta admit, this cute little pin it's cute.
Yeah.
And you're not kidding about how cute these characters look in the cards themselves. I was like, whoa. And I can see already that it's not going to be just the little kids going, hey, we want this. I can see the adults going, these cards are cute, I want them.
Wait, Rob, can we get a close-up of that pin?
Sure, hold on. Oh, the pin? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, just close-up, yeah.
We said pin, not scruff.
Scruff.
Yeah, so
Nice.
yeah,
Nice,
each
nice.
of the Nomnivores are dressed as some of the different heroes you typically find from these types of games. That pin there is of Al, the slightly undercooked bard, who's paired with Dente, the dancer, and his only real power in the game is to annoy other people.
That's what it is. I've been trying my best to remember it from memory and just keep promoting the game from memory, and I tried my hardest. Oh, I'm sorry to have let you down, but I tried my best.
Oh, no. Thank you so much. Just simply by saying, hey, this game is cool. That's like all you need. So, yeah. But yeah,
and it is cool. And like I was saying, dude, man, the little cartoons are so freaking cute.
Yes, thank you. Please play up all the compliments there because my wife drew them and she's making me.
Dude, she drew these? These things look fantastic. I thought you got like a group of great artists or something to do these things.
Oh, no. All the
colors of those cards that you chose. Wow, that's just like
Yeah, we wanted to
so nice, man. It's really nice.
Pop to make it look really nice, really appealing to kids. That's even why the box might just look like a box of crayons. That also
true.
lets you threaten your friends who steal all your kills that they're just crayon eaters.
Oh my god, look at the cuteness.
Yeah.
Ah. I'm telling you, I can see a bunch of geeks going crazy over these little noms.
Yeah, they're
So-
starting to show up in a lot of our IPs. In fact, we've got maybe some secret projects that I can't super talk about that will star these little guys too.
Ooh. Oh, I got to tell you that once I saw them, I was like, "Are you guys gonna do a book? Because you guys have to use these guys."
Yeah, there is thinking of doing like a children's book line, maybe even an animated series in the future.
Ooh.
Yeah, but you didn't hear me say that.
Nobody
guess.
heard it.
Yeah,
It's
no.
only a secret between us.
No
people.
idea.
You know what we say? Yeah, it's just between us guys. So.
No hables inglés.
There you
Solamente
go.
español.
Oh, so Travel Root Beer has advice for that dice you got. He says just flip the coin every time you get the one and see what you get. That'd be a good way to do it. I think it sounds like a dangerous way to do it.
Yeah, or just switch your game systems. Play an Emberwind because ones are crits, not 20s.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Completely forgot about that. That means I would be fantastic at Emberwind.
Yeah, that you would.
Which is funny because when I roll as a DM, I roll really bad for the players. But when I roll as a player, I don't roll anything like I roll as a DM.
Funny how that always works, right? Like the die always lets you down.
Oh, I don't know if it lets me down as a DM, but I know it lets the players down.
Yeah.
There's times I'm like, oh well, guys, I'm sorry.
So
Oh,
I know
man.
there's cute little stories behind the characters and why each of them are
Ooh.
like certain classes and stuff. What by any chance is your favorite?
Oh, I mean that's really like hard. Why would you ask that to the developer? You're like, biasing me to some of the designs.
Like
There you
choosing
go.
between your
That's
favorite
what an
two
interviewer
characters.
does. He asks the hard questions.
I will say, all the characters in this game are favorites for different reasons. They're all inspired by all the different experiences I had from playing games with my friends. Even like Noam Chomsky, the wizard in the game, which and everything's designed around these level puns. He's built around one of my friends who really likes to LARP, right? And that's why his main attack is magic missile that we literally put quotation marks around because he just runs around throwing glow sticks at people.
I gotta admit, when I played mage, that's that go-to spell right there, magic missile.
Right.
And there's no defense against it. So.
Yep. We added a bunch of other silly things too. Like, if you really, really need it, Noam Chomsky can also throw his version of a fireball, where he will play with fire, light a match, and run around doing 2 ouchies to everything, and 1 to himself because he doesn't know how to put it out. Oh, and by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, because this is a game made to be family friendly, no one does damage. They only do ouchies. And there are little band-aids that are included in your game that you have to stick on your cards, and when too many band-aids stock up, they actually flip over and get KO'd.
That's a good way to do it. That's an interesting way to do it. I like that.
Yeah, it's really cute because, like, for kids, you can visually see how it's adding up, but like also it's really funny to watch your card get like bandaged as you go. So, yeah.
Oh, that sounds great, man. Look, my card has an ouchie. The cute little figure on the has an ouchie. Oh my God! I have a lot of friends that are going to be looking at this, going, "Hey, what, Ralph? I thought we told you not to bring us any more Kickstarter."
Actually, on the contrary, a lot of people have been asking you to bring in more.
Well, that's true, but then they get upset with me when they waste all their money.
Well, I can assure you, as the totally unbiased game dev, that this is not a waste of money at all.
That's what I tell them. I said, "You're enjoying this," and then I always like to say, "But wasn't it so cute?" And they're like, "Oh my God, it's so cute!" Rob, stop that.
Yeah, right. It's interesting that you can convince your friends to buy things by just going, "It's so cute." If I did that while like holding on to my scruff, I'm pretty sure most of my friends would just run away from me. They throw money at me to stop doing that, you know?
I always think I'm a big scary guy, but then everybody goes, "Yeah, Ralph, you're Sully," and I'm like, "Well, I guess I am a big scary guy, but I'm Sully." So,
Well, I don't know. I can see what your friends mean though when they go, "Oh, Ralph's so cute." All that too. Yeah.
I can't even argue with you. Then to make it worse, when people are having a bad day, I always send them Sully hugging. So, so I think I make it worse. Then the other comparison is that I'm like the genie from Aladdin. I don't mind both descriptions, so I'm good.
I mean, I could see that. Yeah, just get some blue body paint and you're good to go.
Dude, I got the
Please
tail.
no.
I feel like I got the
Please
facial hair.
Please no. We don't need that cursed image.
Someone
gonna have to
screen
do it.
cap and Photoshop it. This Halloween. There you go.
Oh my god. I got a plan in my head now. Oh, but this is just fantastic. I like what you guys came from this. It feels like knowing what you did with Emberwind, which is a whole different type of system.
Mhm.
It kind of makes sense that you went this direction, but at the same time, because Emberwind is more fantasy based and more serious than this,
Mhm.
you know, it's so funny to go, all right, how do we go from Emberwind to Dungeons and Dinos? But you know, it makes sense if all your friends have their kids in the house during the pandemic. We need to keep these kids busy.
Right. But like beyond that, this is a great game for not just kids, for like adults too. There's a
Exactly.
lot of strategy in this, and it's all about like sabotaging people. So like make sure these are friends you are happy and willing to lose, because that'll happen.
All right. I think everybody here, we're ready to start up a game. We could do this virtually, right?
Yes, actually, when the Kickstarter concludes, we'll be launching a tabletop sim version of it, so
Ooh.
everyone will be able to play online with all your friends, or soon to be not friends, everywhere.
Excellent.
I'm telling you, look at these cards. Look at these cuteness. The little pouches and the waters and the nice little loot decks.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I love the color. Like I said before, I love the colors that you chose for those cards. It's
Yeah,
so,
look at these things. Oh,
just
So we
I
go
don't
to locations. What's currently like the most iconic location in the deck?
So the deck is themed around trying to make up your own adventure from grabbing things around the house. So it's really just about kind of, you know, the dungeon that is like your living room or the kitchen or like your garden. So at the moment, probably one of the most iconic baddies that everyone hates when it shows up is the Spoopy Ghost, which is your friend who's accidentally run into a sheet on the clothesline. So yeah, that one actually sticks with people a lot. Another one that I find kids really enjoy is the gelatinous cube, which is from your kitchen, because that's literally just a Jello with like some Cheerios stuck inside of it to make it look like eyes.
oh man.
Uh,
Oh, this is just too cute.
we got Shen on the side saying this sounds like the Mario Party of card games.
That is a very apt comparison. It looks super cute, and you know all your friends won't like you by the end of it. Yeah, same type of thing. It's got more strategy and less randomness to it, but I mean, if you actually, I'm not sure if that's a fair comparison too. There's no like you know like free stars at the end anyways for you know losing the game.
Okay.
But there are trophies we gotta steal, right?
So yes, actually, baddies, whenever you defeat a baddie, will provide you with one trophy. And there are certain baddies in the game that will steal your trophies from you. So there are strategies where you might actually let that thing survive longer than it should, so it's nabbing all the trophies from your friends, so that you can take it down and steal the entire hoard of loot for yourself by the end.
So I see what you mean about the strategy. That is a pretty good strategy right there.
Yeah. Our chipmunks and squirrels are all from the goblin family, and flavored just like goblins, they deal ouchies whenever they're taken out. So
those are little band-aids right there. I see them.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you see them better here. Look at the little ouchies. Aren't they so cute?
Yeah.
Yeah. We even have little like double band-aids if something hits you for 2 ouchies at once.
Ooh, double ouchie.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, like I was looking at the names over here, like Nom Chomsky, Meatball, Juice Box.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah, the juice box is one that a lot of people don't get until they see that the healing potion is literally a juice box, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, the cleric is a walking potion." Yeah, haha.
The Woofle, the Bandit, the Goblin.
Yeah, going back to the favorites, the Woofle has to be my favorite simply because Dyson, my actual pet dog, is a part of all my games. He's in Emberwind, he's in Snack Attack, he's also in this, and that is artwork of him. My wife swears, by the way, that little like dark splotch by its butt is supposed to be a shadow. I think that's just him smearing something that he shouldn't be on the floor.
That's messed up. Oh my god.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like when you were a kid and you went to the children's wing in the hospital, and they used to have all these like, well, at least for me, they had all these like colorful posters of cartoon characters, like, you know, an alligator, like, hey, brush your teeth, and things like that. That's what that reminds me of. Like,
yeah, I mean, we've had people actually ask us of, at least for Snack Attack, which is a game about stealing snacks from your siblings, to replace all the cakes and the donuts and all the tasty treats with stuff that is more healthy. And we're just like, that's not going to appeal to kids. We might do like a vegan version for you if you really want it, but like the kids won't. Yeah.
It's too funny. Oh my god. This is just so freaking cute. Look at this stuff. And it just gets cuter and cuter. Look. And now it's a dire wolf.
Yeah, so the dire wolf is one of the big bads. He leads his entire wolf pack full of woofles as well as werewolves, which are just your friends dressed up as furries.
All right, guys, so that's where Shen is.
Oh, okay. So we found Shen. Okay.
Yeah. And we actually, for any like pet in this, we actually referenced all of our close friends as pets. And I don't know if people really know this unless they've been sticking to the Ember news very closely. But our web team is actually Ukrainian, and they're currently engaged in the Russian/Ukrainian war. Where we're praying for their safety all the time, but not only are we currently donating all the proceeds that we're making on Emberwind to supporting them, we try to represent them in whichever way we can, which is why Mishka, the dog that you see for the direwolf, is wearing a bandana that has the Ukrainian flag colors.
Oh wow!
Oh, interesting.
This is such a simple way to put that in there.
Yeah, most people don't even notice it. So.
Oh wait! Gabu just keeps catching my attention. Look how cute Gabu is.
So Gabu might look cute, but he is the sneaky rogue.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, and because we all know how horrible rogues are, he is dressed like literal trash. His cape is made out of a garbage bag.
Man,
I thought it was just a great cape.
Man.
Oh, you guys really thought this through.
Yeah. I mean, he even if you look really closely on his like utility belt, because obviously he's gonna try and be Batman as well. He has like a little Ziploc bag of pocket sand that he throws at people.
Oh, I see it. Oh, that is great. I like the little scar in his eye.
Yeah. Everything, by the way, it's all taped on. They're all okay. Like no one's actually been hurt.
I can see that too. I remember doing that as a kid. Oh, here's my scar. Put a Band-Aid somewhere.
Oh.
Oh, this is just fantastic. I can see what you're doing well.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you can see it. I'm glad it is doing well.
Yeah. But you got a good price range here too. You're gonna buy one set for $26 American, 33 Canadian.
That's the early bird.
Yep.
Oh,
the reason why we put that little squiggly line there
is
still
pretty cheap.
Yeah, we put a squiggly line there because like the prices fluctuate every day with the exchange rates. So and yeah, so that's kind of where it's supposed to be. The other really nice thing about this game is that it's technically infinitely expandable. The dungeon refreshes whenever you splice different enemy sets in. So while it looks like just a single game, there are multiple like configurations already. Like you're getting the direwolf and the Goblin King sets built into this. Right. And as we unlock more stretch goals, more stuff gets added to the deck. So we just added the Doomba and as well as the Nomzilla to the game.
Oh yeah, I saw the Nomzilla. I was like, ooh, I want the Nomzilla.
Yeah, that happened to be a lizard-based expansion.
The Nomzilla is just a freebie. It's been added to everything. It's just your pet cat forced into a dino outfit.
That sounds so much like me.
Right, make your pets not do the things you don't want. They don't want to do, but
Exactly.
is too cute not to.
Oh.
But yeah, we're actually pretty close. We're about like 1,300 fake Canadian dollars from the next stretch goal, which will unlock a brand new hero as well as 10 Dungeons and Dino. Dungeons and Dragons themed cards. I've said Dungeons and Dinos way too many
Oh,
times.
that's right. Yeah, I saw that you were dipping into the Dungeons and Dragons as well. And I'm
Yeah,
like, dude, that is so cute. I can't wait to see it. I want you guys to reach there because I want to see it.
there's a bunch of really fun stuff we have planned for it. If we get there, for example, there's going to be like a beholder enemy, which is just going to be a mop with googly eyes stuck to it.
Right.
The Tarisk, the world eater, is just going to be like your pet turtle with cardboard spikes stuck to its back, like stuff like that. There may or may not even be a gazebo enemy, just because if people get the culture, they'll get that joke.
So, dude, you're just being evil here, and you made pins of the characters.
Yeah, we have pins of them. They will be coming out.
Yeah.
I mean, Ralph, you're wearing one.
I know, but look at these. These are so cute. Yeah. And the Snack Attack card game?
Yeah, so Snack Attack is one of the other IPs I was telling you about. This was the first one we launched. We actually took a pretty big award on Snack Attack. Actually, a couple awards. We took some of the Best in Show awards from some shows, but very recently, because of how inclusive the designs are, we took the Inclusivity Award. Very aptly named that from PAX. So yeah, we hadn't even showcased all the cool stuff. Like very recently, like I was just saying at the beginning, we added Braille to this game so that now people who are blind can also play.
Cool. That is very inclusive.
Yeah.
And I like always, I'm still in love with Emberwind. It looks fantastic.
That's also
I was supposed to go
to
Castle Point to buy my book, and I still remember.
I mean, I'm happy to just mail you one at any point. You're not that far from me, right?
I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, and Emberwind's also going through a massive update right now. We're publishing the 1.30 update to bring the game up to the standards that we have now, because we've released the entire game in a fully data-based format. We have what's called the Nexus service that launched during COVID. Nexus is effectively our equivalent of D&D Beyond. So full content creation suite, everything is plugged in there, full data and all that. And it's for free, by the way. It's included with everything that you pick up.
Unlike D&D Beyond,
right, which is also owned by Wizards now, so they don't have any excuse, right? But but yeah, so with all the data we've been gathering about what's being used by who and how, we've been able to figure out tiny little balance issues here or there. So we've been able to adjust everything. And 1.30 is pushing a brand new coat of paint onto the game to make it even better than it was before.
Well, that was the fun thing when we were talking, Emberwind, was the fact that you said the game will grow with people. It will change for what the person needs it to be, so you can actually play the game in a way where you can play the game the way you want to play the game.
Yeah, so the reason why I said that was actually not only because of this live development system we have, but Emberwind is the only one of its kind. It is a modular role-playing game, and that probably sounds like some weird buzzword that office people throw at you, but I really do mean modular. There is no core rulebook. We instead have modules that you pick and choose to slot into a skeleton to create your own way of playing the game. And your system doesn't have to match my system for us to play together. The modularity is turned to the 11s, where you're able to play, for example, with or without a GM. You can play with or without your friends, because if you played Dungeons and Dinos with them, you've already lost them all. You can run it both on tabletop and online, and so on and so forth. Since the last time we spoke about it, we dropped a bunch of new modules. We launched the Deck of Fates system. We launched the Cantrip system. We've also added in veteran foes, where before, to play this without a GM, we have a tabletop AI system that controls your monsters for you.
Nice.
No, that was before. That's old.
Yeah,
I
news.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, what we've added now is the ability for that system to learn how you play and rewrite itself until you can't beat it anymore. And some of the 1.30 updates is tuning the system in a way where in the future we'll be able to drop the raid system where there'll be interlocking AI hexes and enemies will be able to switch between phases and act like those classic 40-person like World of Warcraft raid bosses.
Right.
Awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's what I remember the most about the whole when we were talking Emberwind and Anime NYC, was all this beautiful like such simplicity to it and complexity at the same time, and which is kind of different than Dungeons and Dragons itself because sometimes you need a certificate of mastery in order to like get into the game.
It's an organized homebrew.
Yeah, and thankfully it's got all the people behind it, right? Like you've got all the community content creators, all the DMs working around the clock to make the best games for their players. So, from on behalf of all of that, anyways, I'd like to thank people like Ralph for doing all that because like the game just wouldn't be the same without you guys.
Dude, man, when I told you I was walking by, this thing stood out. I talked to you for a sec. Well, it was actually a long time we talked before we even did the interview.
Yeah, it feels like a second, but it was like I think it was like half an hour.
At least 2 hours just talking with you.
Yeah.
That was just the talking, and then the interview. Then the interview could have been longer too because we were getting into a bunch of different things.
It was long. It was a whole 40 minutes.
Oh, look at that! I did remember it right.
You left me with a lot to edit with.
There's a lot more we can talk about. Maybe.
Well, that was the great thing of the game. It was how much there is to it, and how little there is to it, and how much you need, how little you need. Oh my God! It was just like mind blowing. And then the fact that no DM, and then people are like, well, what do you mean no DM?
I mean, really, no DM. Have fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how it is though. People get upset when you tell them stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes some people look at that and go like, "Oh, really?" And
yeah, I get a lot of that.
Usually, the people who look at it that way are the DMs themselves. You're like, "Wait, are you saying I can play finally?"
Oh,
right? Yeah. So.
Exactly. As a DM, I agree.
Yeah. From one forever DM to another, I totally understand. Why do you think I made Emberwind?
Exactly. I figured somebody had to do it. And it's funny because I had considered doing something, but it's so in D&D itself, what you're proposing is so complicated. Without giving the DM too much power to be a player at the same time, because as a DM you have to keep control of certain things. So that means that too much to play your own game.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest struggles, right? I find that the funnest groups for DMs to be in is when they're a group of nothing but DMs, when everyone is like rotating who is DMing, and everyone also knows, oh man, this guy spent a lot of time prepping the story. We should go along with it rather than murder hoboing the plot NPC.
What are you guys gonna do? That character over there that you didn't even think anything of, the ant that's sitting on top of the stool on the end of the bar that it's so dark because you didn't do anything in that area. We want to go over there.
No. We want to go into the mines.
Well, the mines usually have a bunch of stuff so you can go in.
I don't know. Last time I played a game, me and another guy went into the mines, and my DM was like, "There's nothing there. It's not even a productive mine. It's a mining town."
How do you set up? Wait, how do you not set up something in the mines? That's just automatic.
Because it was supposed to be like a dying mining town, and everybody was like moving.
Yeah, but that makes it even worse. Look at that. You said dying mining town, and I already got like 10 stories in my head.
Yeah,
I don't know. He didn't think we would go into the mines of a dying mining town.
Wouldn't the mine be dying because there's monsters in it?
It just wasn't productive.
See, that's just the first thought.
Wait, so for like real world reasons, it was a dying mining town.
Yeah.
What?
How did you not plan something for the mine?
I don't know, man. That's
okay.
Wild. I would go there too, just to mess.
Meanwhile, the other party member decided to get stuck at a bar and fight a homeless man.
Sounds
Oh my
part and
God.
parcel for every D&D party.
Yeah. I
Get
expect
drunk,
them to
get
do
into
that.
fights. There you go.
Oh man. Ah,
I've heard stories of DMs saying, no, you can't do that. They're like, why? Because you can't. I'm like, why?
I never say you can't do that. What I do say is, do you want to do that? And that's
Yes,
usually the DM
I wanna
warning
go
of don't
noodling.
do
Oh man.
Oh, my
Noodling.
favorite go-to line for a DM is just to say, "Well, you can try."
Exactly.
I mean, that's just like typical for like video games, especially back in the day when you try to like break the game, where you purposely try to find the bug that messes up the game. When, like that old 200 level in Pac-Man where it just when the screen just goes "Arr!" and keys come out all over the place. Like that's oh man.
Too much fun. You can tell we're a bunch of geeks here, people. So,
Wow.
look at that. Shen's in love with all the little figures and stuff. I was wondering what she was thinking about on the side over here.
I mean, that emoji just straight up looks like a nom face.
Exactly.
So,
man.
what are
I
these
see.
fictional characters?
Yeah.
Oh, so two of them. The one on the right and the left is Al and Dente, right? The bard and dancer we were talking about.
Al and Dente.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Al, you can't quite tell because, I mean, you can a little bit with the hat that he's wearing to
Ralph,
make
come
sure
all
that
the
he
way
was
close to the camera.
like the most hateable possible. He's wearing a fedora, along with his like tissue box guitar. And then you've got Dente there with that giant ribbon. She's just dressed up in all your Christmas lights. And the one in the middle, that is Romaine, the druid. She has a
Oh my God.
mane of lettuce, and she can shapeshift.
Romaine, the druid. That's just fantastic.
Oh, thank you. There's
All
a lot
right,
of fun
yeah.
writing for
Named
this.
Caesar that just gets stabbed 32 times.
Well, we could, but I feel like if they were named Caesar, everyone would just immediately just
Would
make
try.
them take all the
Yeah.
damage. So
It's the
Okay,
tank.
Caesar, why don't you walk over there? Oh
there
my God.
might be another one. I'm not sure yet.
Ooh.
There is someone talking about wanting to pledge at the highest tier right
Ooh.
now, where
Ooh,
we
to
would
add their
basically
pet in?
add their pet. But for their specific situation, they don't super want their pets in, but they want their kid made into a Nomnivore as a part of the game. So we might have a barbarian nom joining the fray.
Oh, that sounds
Ooh.
cute. I like that. I have to admit, I do like that tier that you put in, where you can have somebody's pet become, their own nom character. But I see you're like, hey, we can do a kid.
Yeah, it's not that different from a pet, right?
That's true.
Sometimes you just need to put them on a
Pretty
leash to
much.
make sure they don't run away.
Exactly.
Well, no, a pet is generally cheaper.
I don't know, man. Have you taken a pet to a vet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Actually,
remember, a pet is like a 20-year commitment. A kid is
No,
like
but-
closer to 40. So I don't know.
you're very generous as a parent. If I would much rather be your kid than some of the other people's out there.
I gotta admit, I know what you're talking about.
But on top of that, it's also technically not true. Like this is going back a couple of years now, but the reason why Dyson, my dog, is in every one of our games is actually a promise to the community. We adopted Dyson. He's a rat terrier that we brought up from America, who unfortunately had heartworm. And heartworm is not a disease in Canada. It's too cold here for that to actually be a thing.
Right.
So he needed to be treated, and there was no medication, literally, for heartworm in Canada. So we had to special order it, and the entire community got together, put money towards making sure that he could get the treatment that he needed. And as a thank you, Dyson is now part of all of our games. He is the goodest boy in Emberwind. He is Rex in Stack Attack, and he is also the Woofle in Dungeons and Dinos.
Very good. But you're very thoughtful about all this stuff, because you actually, like, even with your Kickstarter here, you actually talk people through the Kickstarter stuff itself. Are you new to a Kickstarter? Do you need a refund? Like you really go through the whole process. I think if somebody's doing seeing a Kickstarter for the first time, I'd probably send them to this one, because you actually break it down. You tell them what's going on. You tell them what you get for everything. And you like I said, you even talk about the Kickstarter itself.
Yeah, I mean, everyone starts somewhere, right? So why not make it easier for everyone?
Hey, I remember a couple of those faces.
These people look familiar.
Yeah, so Jen is the lovely wife, and hopefully she looks familiar, maybe, since she was in the booth right next to me when you dropped by at CPAC.
I think it's kind of familiar.
Yeah. Alex has been with us for a while now. You might have seen him at a show here or there. John is a brand new addition to our team. He is a really, really cool, nerdy guy. Always has like a pink tuft of hair at the front, and he's actually off at a MegaCon this weekend with his wife Ange, and they'll be showcasing some of our cool games over there too. So if you're in Orlando, Florida, feel free to drop on by.
So here's the big question. I see that you guys are wearing some cute outfits here.
Oh,
Are these outfits for sale?
I will give the most corporate answer I can and say soon TM.
Because I saw these things and I'm like, they look great in the cartoon, and I'm like, this would be great to run around as a person, man.
Yeah, we have a very, very talented friend of ours who is a professional cosplayer. You might have seen her walking around at some of the shows in Ohio where she's dressed as the Invoker from Emberwind.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal. And she has a lovely family. Her husband does all the like modeling and the 3D printing and even some of the like smelting and forging to put her outfits together. And they've got some lovely kids, and we thought, what better way to thank them for all their amazing work than not only this great shout out, but also to maybe have them do their very first family cosplay as the Nomnivores. So yeah, we're going to be testing out some prototypes with them first, see if they like it, and if it goes well, we might be able to skill up into like proper manufacturing of this for people.
Can't wait. These things look cute as heck. And I know Shen has to be on the side going, me too, me too.
That's not how Shen sounds. Shen would be like this. I could be one of them.
That is Shen.
Yep.
Nathan, my birthday's coming up.
Regardless of the outfit, you really have to embody the spirit of Nomnivore, which is really just a very annoying troublemaker.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, there you go.
I can see why
You're
we all
one of
fit
us
so
too.
well into your world. That's all we are here at the Bit now.
I got Shen to respond.
Uh-oh.
Well.
Whoa. Someone's getting called out here.
Well. As I said, all you have here is a bunch of troublemakers. Oh my god, this is just a fantastic Kickstarter. So I know we're running down. I guess we got like a couple of hours left here.
There is no clock, man. There's no clock.
There's a clock. There's a clock. Hold on.
People just hop in, all right? This is how we do it. People just hop in.
I mean, technically, I have a clock. I've got another stream after this that I got to be a part of.
26 hours. It's 26 hours to go. It's still one more day for you guys to be able to purchase all this beautiful stuff.
Yeah, people have been asking if we're going to be taking late pledges as well. I am not 100% on that, mainly because, again, because COVID's a thing. Our con schedule this year has tripled because our 2019, 2020, and 2021 shows all got compressed into 2022. Yep. So that little team that you saw there down in the Nom onesies, we're being split up and going to about 4 to 8 shows every weekend until like the end of the year. So
wait, every weekend?
Just about. Like this specific weekend that just passed was the one weekend that I didn't have a ton of shows, and thankfully that was the one I got sick on. My body was like, "Yep, this is the moment I choose to die." So, yeah,
I gotta admit, we were worried about you because you sounded bad.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it was just a very bad cold, but I got over it pretty quick.
That's
Dude, you actually sounded bad than I felt while I had the cold.
Right. Oh, that actually has to do with the fact that I'm unfortunately immunocompromised, specifically
There
for
we go.
respiratory
Okay, I was
diseases.
gonna say.
Yeah, like well before COVID was a thing. I don't know if you guys remember, but people were talking about like, oh no, what if this is the pandemic? Oh no, what if this
That's
is the
right,
world-ending
yeah.
pandemic, and so forth. And one year there was like the some sort of like influenza going through Japan that everyone was worried
Mhm.
about.
I
Well,
remember.
I was like a dumb college kid backpacking through Japan at the time and happened to catch that. It
Oh.
almost did me in. The girl I was dating at the time did a lovely job taking care of me, and got me to a hospital where we both realized none of us know how to speak Japanese. So
Oh.
we had nothing but, I kid you not, a Nintendo, not even a DS at the time, one of like the very first copies of like Big Brain Academy that we were using to learn Japanese, and we were using that as a translator, and they were somehow able to get me into care for everything I needed. But not before one of the most embarrassing things ever happened to me. They can't treat you in Japan without a health card, so an account needed to be made. And because I was so congested, I couldn't say anything, and they were trying to get my name down. So that girl that I was dating at the time basically told them my name was Derek Chung. Put that into the DS. The closest thing it could come up with phonetically was Daku-chan, and now somewhere in the Japanese healthcare system, they have a cute duck.
I
Duck
like the
or
name, man.
duck?
I think you got a good
Because when you
character
said,
there.
I'm thinking like Dakimakura.
I mean, sure, that too. I don't know. They've got a cute something there, but whatever it is, it refers to me now in the Japanese medical system.
I think you just got a character that you need to do a game for, or a book, or story, man. That's just a great name.
I mean, maybe at some point we might add it as like a joke character to Dungeons and Dino. It's just like this random duck that shows up, doesn't know what it's doing.
Oh yeah.
Hell, we could even make all the abilities on the cart just written in Japanese, and we're like, "What? What's going on?"
That would be great.
When I was in Japan on one of the tours, you know, like they take your names down, and they'll romanize your name however they can. So my name is Anthony Collado. The last name is spelled Collado. They put down Anthony Corrado, Corrado, because I guess it's just.
I mean, at least they can pronounce that, right? So,
Yeah.
Oh my god. So let's do everybody a favor and play the video, because the video is cute as heck. Hopefully it won't be too choppy, but as I've realized, the only person that sees it choppy is me.
Oh, there you go.
Don't.
All right, here we
Ralph,
go.
Ralph, you're gonna jinx yourself.
I know.
You're losing it. Yes, last time.
Hi everyone, my name is John, and I'm the newest addition to the Nom team. Together with my friends, Alex, Derek, and Jin, we're about to release our latest and newest game, Dungeons and Dino. Dungeons and Dinos is a card game with role-playing elements, where you romp around the house on a make-believe adventure. Assemble your party of Nomnivores, each with their own unique powers, to defeat the dangers lurking in the kitchen, laundry room, and garden. Prepare yourself with loot that you can wear or consume to face off against snide scallywags and vile villains, like woofs, goblins, and even dragons. But watch out! As you defeat baddies and work your way through the dangerous dungeon, there is something meaner lurking in the closet or under the bed. The Big Bad. Before you can take a well-earned nap after a long day's adventure, you'll need to gather gear, power up, and work together to defeat the final boss. To play, all you have to do is pick a Big Bad and shuffle it and its minions into your dungeon deck. Back us on Kickstarter today for the base game and extra sets that add more heroes, baddies, and loot.
Love that teddy bear.
Yeah,
Love that teddy bear.
One of the strongest cards in the game, actually. That is Sir Stitches, the noble knight who will protect you from all the scary things.
And you know, it's just funny because I'm working on my superhero teddy bear with Shadow Rabbit, our pal Shadow Rabbit, of course. Created my nice little memory realizer that this is what I'm going for, and I need to keep moving forward.
You know, if you just add a little bit of scruff to its chin, that would basically just be you.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I love my little teddy bear here, and I've been working on making the big story come true. And soon, we shall be moving in that direction. But for now, that's why I love your teddy bear thing in there, because it just reminds me of mine.
Can a bear have a beard?
I've seen bears with beards.
So if you shave everywhere else on the bear except its jaw, does that count as a bearded bear? You're right.
That
Yeah.
would work,
Interesting.
though.
What would the
That
bear
would
look like? Maybe that's a character in the story.
I mean, I don't want to find out. That's a great way to come to an end very quick. Right?
Who would I don't know, shave their whole body except their beard? I mean, I don't know.
Speaking of Shadow Rabbit, he's like, here, love you all. And
Hey.
the game sounds incredible. You know, the
thank you
Shadow
for saying
Man
so.
himself has spoken.
Hey, maybe he might even sculpt you a little nom.
Yeah.
Ooh,
He's a
yeah.
great sculptor, as you can see. We'll see. Yeah, Shadow, so what do you think about these cute little noms?
I mean, if you do, we can even bring it around to all the shows, put like all your socials on it, and be like, hey, look, if you think this is cool, check out this guy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go, Shadow. He does some incredible work.
Yeah, and he's fast. He probably made them all already.
Just
Probably
to
doing
show
it
you-
right now.
Yeah, he's
just to
fast.
showcase
Man.
him a
Oh,
little
he
bit
says
more.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Just to showcase him even more. Here's a person that we kind of know, making believe he's Inigo Montoya, and you killed my father, prepared to die.
Yep.
I didn't know Derek was into. Derek, I didn't know. When did you?
I'll get mine.
Figure.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear that. What you say?
When did you end up as a figure?
Well,
It does look a
that
little bit like
specific
you too.
case, I don't know. Whenever Shadow decided to make it, I suppose. But if you are wondering about like me in pop culture media, I do actually exist.
Ooh.
There's a game made by an amazing friend of mine, which you
That's mine.
might have heard of. It's called Jason Anarchy.
Oh my God, so great.
Yeah,
Jason Anarchy.
yeah, Jason Anarchy. He
That's
has
a
game-
fantastic name, Jason Anarchy.
Right. Yeah. And hell, his marketing's even better. He goes around really just marketing everything on his biceps. But yep. And he has a phenomenal line of games called Drinking Quest. It's also D&D inspired,
Ooh.
where every time you die in the game, you have to drink in real life because that's your HP potion.
Wow.
And there's a lot
You got
of
my interest.
lovable characters in that. And in one of the expansions, I am a playable character, and of course, he cast me as the bard that nobody likes.
No.
Yep, I'm like sitting on the floor with basically like a pantaloons version of skinny jeans, playing Ye Old Wonderwall.
The old Wonderfall. Oh. Okay. And this sounds like something we would play anyway.
Yeah. It's been around for a while. It's very successful. In fact, he just launched the 6th expansion, finally completing his aforementioned 6-pack.
Wow.
Shadow says, we're the biggest fans, don't you know?
Don't
Oh
tell
my
you.
God.
I think he misspelled it.
I like the drinking aspect. I'll be like, hey, wait, I'm hurt. It's like, no, you're not. Oh, yes, I am.
Yep.
I don't know. I think I've been letting myself get killed over and over.
Hey, you hurt my feelings.
Well, I mean,
Hey,
that's what
life-
they
life
say,
hurts.
right? Alcohol is good for ouchies on the outside and on the inside.
Mm.
But this is a game for kids.
I mean, Drinking Quest, no. Dungeons and Dinos, yes.
I was gonna say, I hope Drinking Quest is not a game for kids. Whew. All right, so we've gotten to this point. You've done all this already. You know, when you've been busy. So what's next for Nomnivore?
Right now, if you are interested in it, we're running an alpha test of the newest subclass for Emberwind called the Ghost Blade.
Nice.
It's a very, very cool new subclass. It's based on the rogue, but Emberwind's a really unique game in that it's modular. You don't actually have to play a rogue to play a Ghost Blade. You can be any class you want and mix it together with the Ghost Blade. And the Ghostblade takes a lot of heavy inspirations from Aztec culture, which is something that you don't typically see
Yes,
in these types of games.
please.
Yeah. So that's happening along with the new Storyteller's Guide to Axia, a bunch of new systems that are coming out. If we can somehow get enough time, or at least the web team get enough time outside of the bomb shelters, we'll be finishing up the open API system so that community devs can build whatever they want off of the Emberwind database too. There may or may not be another Nom game in the works right now where you can throw Hadokins or something similar, but I'll get to that later.
Ooh.
I can't say too much about that yet. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. If you want to find out about all that stuff when I can tell you, please just feel free to follow us at Nomnivore Games on literally any social media you want to, except TikTok. I'm too old for that. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I'm trying TikTok.
Me too. I don't understand.
So many
you can see my trying, which is like, hey, I can make promos over there.
Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's something already. I was just like, no, this is too much for me. And just never even started.
I signed up for them at some point. I don't remember when, because they keep sending me these emails. Hey, this is what's trending on TikTok.
Well, you know what it is. You know,
like, where's your video?
Yeah, most people just get TikTok so they can watch the video.
Yeah.
I feel like, there's the boomer generation where they don't know how email works and we roll our eyes, and then like the millennials, which is us, look at like the Zoomers are looking at us the same way. We're like, oh, these kids don't, or these old people don't understand like TikTok and things like that. So yeah.
Next, you're gonna say you've never seen the Jimmy Neutron versus Carl meme as they just get buff.
I don't even have the context of that. I just understood Jimmy Neutron and Carl.
When I was your age.
Oh yeah.
We didn't have no Jimmy Neutron. We had Johnny Quest.
Johnny Test?
Johnny Quest. Oh wow.
Hey, you see what I'm doing here?
Well, Johnny Test I know because I Cartoon Network.
So Derek, it's been a pleasure having you. I'm happy that we were able to bring you in for a special edition of the Written Writ because I really enjoy Emberwind. And as soon as I saw, Dungeons and Dinos, when Nat came back excited, going, dude, you got to see this. And I went to check the Kickstarter, and I was like, dude, this is fantastic. We've been showing off the Kickstarter ever since Nat came back because, well, for one, I love the little video. It's just hilarious and great and fun. And it's a great game idea. And one of the things that we like here, especially here in the Written, we like playing D&D. We like all that stuff. And one of the things you're always looking for is a way to introduce this to your child, because it's easier to introduce them to a simplified version of a more complex game, and at the same time have a game that's complex but simplified at the same time. Which is
yeah. That's the whole goal. That's the target market that we're looking for, where we really will just want to make it easy for everyone to have a fun time.
Exactly. And that's what I love about your games is that it makes it actually easy. And I like the fact that, if you want to get complex, you can get really complex. And I can see that the more you grow Emberwind, the more I'm like, see, that's what I was thinking when I first saw the game, is they can go in this direction and then they can do this and then they can do this. And that's exactly what you guys are doing. You guys are running with it, which is beautiful to see.
Yeah, now that COVID's no longer holding us back, we've got tons in the tank and we are pushing and pushing and pushing. I don't know how much we're going to be able to scale up, but at the rate that we're going, we're going to be dropping multiple projects, multiple games a year, hopefully.
Let's go.
That's great.
Yeah. Please, as always, not to chill too hard, but support us if you'd like to, because we literally put every dollar we receive into developing more content, and beyond minimum viability, everything else that we do is specifically built around supporting the mental health of players and non-players alike.
I'm so happy you said that, because I was just about to say we need to have you back, because we didn't even touch upon half the conversation we had the first time that we discussed about everything.
Yeah, I mean,
and I love that aspect of Emberwind where because we all know the D&D is always been this kind of therapy for people because people go in and they play characters that are not them.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are you guys
Emphasis
talking
on
about?
not. Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? That's exactly what I do.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly what I do. What are you talking about?
Yeah, role play is a fantastic way to find what is messing your brain. Well, just like I believe as a writer, writing is an amazing way to get into the depths of the mind, of the soul, and come out on the other side with a whole different idea than you went in.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal vehicle, which I don't think is being utilized enough. And not only do I not think it's being utilized enough, I think that the ways that it is being utilized in right now aren't being done in a overly thoughtful or safe way. Like a lot of people can easily claim, "Oh yeah, we play D&D for therapy. It helps me and all that," which is wonderful. But like, what happens if, let's say, someone decides to show up and role play through a scene that you don't really want to be a part of, right? Like it brings up uncomfortable stuff for you, right? When do safety tools come in? Should you use safety tools? Because like that might be telling this person who's trying to go through something really hard here that no one wants to listen to their issues. There's like a whole minefield that you got to navigate, and thankfully I'm not the only.
Minefield.
Yeah, thankfully I'm not the only mental health professional in this area that's working towards trying to figure out solutions, ways to make this better. But at the moment, anyways, a large amount of that responsibility typically falls to the DM. And if you're looking for a way to have a lot of that without necessarily having to shoulder that responsibility, just know that there are games out there that are designed to help support you, your players, and whatever they're going through, such as Emberwind.
And then as a DM, it's always important that you pay attention to your players because sometimes you're the person that can get them the help they're looking for. Not that you're taking responsibility for it, but it's just that sometimes you're that person that's paying attention at the moment that's needed.
I'm going to go one step further and just say that as people, we should be paying attention to other people.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, right. Like it's not just the DM, right? Yeah. Like if someone is out there who really needs you, the only answer to that question is whether or not you're willing to help.
That's true. Well, you're going to step up or you're going to step down. So we're going to have Derek back. We're going to talk Emberwind. We're going to talk a bunch of other things because we had a amazing conversation that first time we met, and I want to bring a lot of that stuff in.
Are you saying this conversation wasn't amazing?
Oh, this was great. This is
then we've always had amazing conversations with Derek.
Well, yeah, but I can't be all like
yes,
you
yes, you can. Be positive.
I wasn't thinking positive. All right, guys, this has been the Written Writ. You can catch us again in about an hour and a half, probably a little less, for the 11:30 late write show, where we're going to be talking to Christina Garlick, who's going to be coming on as a special guest host, and we're going to be talking to Project Gnosis. Yeah, still back there, Project Gnosis, who's going to be there at Arts in the Park on Saturday. And remember, Arts in the Park is this Saturday at Randolph, New Jersey. So tune in about an hour and a half, and we'll be discussing stuff there. And of course, we're going to have Derek back as soon as we can. And do yourselves a favor and support this fantastic. And I can't say too much about this beautiful little game because it just is so cute and inspiring and a good way to bring your kids into this stuff. Look at this thing.
Also, if you want any of our other suite at a discount, you can pick all of it up as a part of this Kickstarter campaign. So, if Emberwind catches your eyes, if Snack Attack catches your eye, just pledge here.
All the things.
And it'll save you some money.
Yes, I saw that the Emberwind stuff was in there, and you got like a deal on it, and I was like, oh, look at that.
Yep.
All right, there you have it, folks. We are the Written Writ, and I'll do what I usually do and press the button on the side and